Oh, and today we'll be playing Zomewhere Else. Yeah, the sound of a hard tapping against a wooden door awakens you from your deep slumber. Mr. Chad, breakfast is ready. Alrighty, Tony. I'll be there in a minute. God, why is this bed so comfy? You would give anything to stay wrapped up in its soft blankets, but at last there's work to be done and food to be eaten. Time to get up. Don't want to miss Kathy's cooking. I wonder what amazing dish she's making this morning. You push past the confines of your blankets and sit up on the bed. Indeed, drowsiness clouds your mind, but despite that, you slept amazingly well. You stand up from the bed and stretch your arms, feeling strong and limber. You bend down and touch your toes. A new set of clothes catches your eye at the end of the mattress. You pick up the clothes you were wearing yesterday and slip them on. What's the point of using a new set when these are still relatively clean? You rush into the bathroom to do your business. You wash your face off and comb your hair while grinning into the mirror. Feeling refreshed, you exit the ornate room. Alrighty, time to go. You open the bedroom door, and make your way down the hall. The scent of fresh coffee fills you with determination. You arrive at the kitchen and are greeted by Tony, smiling at the dining room table. Kathy is still in the kitchen, flipping something on her favorite skillet. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chad. I was waiting for you to start eating, but your plate is already empty. I said I was waiting for you. I got hungry and ate everything. Sorry. He offered his hair with a smirk. Good morning, Chad. Go ahead and take a seat. Your food will be ready in a minute. You sit yourself next to the small kitten who enthusiastically welcomes your arrival. You using the same clothes as yesterday, Mr. Chad? You're musky husky. But musky husky? I'm a Doberman, Tony. Ah, so you said that you're musky. Yeah, I cleaned your clothes and left them in your room. You can just use those if you like. Well, I figure I only use these for a day. Don't want to dirty a new set. Don't worry about that kind of stuff, Chad. You can wear as much as you want. Have a ton of clothes that will fit you. You really don't have too many clothes since your stuff got stolen, so we use what we have as much as you need it. Thank you, Kathy. I will return them, I promise. Alright, Mom. I already finished. I'll get ready to go to school. Okay. Take your time, sweetheart. It's still pretty early, though. Alright, swoosh. Tony runs into the corridor, his arms extended outwards like a plane. Alright, Chad, you hungry? Kathy switches the stove off with a click and slides something onto her plate, and she flips something around with a fork, and the sound of whipped cream catches your attention. The last thing she does is pour a helping of coffee into a mug. Here you are, honey. Kathy walks over to you and serves you a delicious-looking breakfast. A thin quip takes the stage on your plate. It's triangular, stable and crispy texture, looks like it exactly like it does on TV. There seems to be a thick brown syrup oozing from the sides. The quip's brown is a dollop of whipped cream with grated chocolate and mint leaf on top. This looks amazing, is it, Quip? I've only ever seen them in cooking shows. Nothing's eating, Quip, sweetie. It's a cinnamon apple quip with some extra goodies on top. The coffee is a nice medium roast, so that should balance all the sweetness. I don't even know what to say. Is it okay if I eat this? Of course. The mere presence of such a dish makes you salivate. You grab the fork and cut the crepe in half. The pancake is so thin and soft, it's like you're slicing through butter. You manage to get a perfect cross-section, being greeted by caramelized apples, shredded almonds, and oozing syrup with powdered cinnamon mixed in. The sight nearly brings a tear to your eye. You sink your fork into a apple wrapped in crepe. The crepe is perfectly sweet. The apples and almonds add a wonderful crunch to the soft pastry, and the cinnamon brings out the warmth of the dish. Don't forget to try it with your coffee. You pick up the warm mug and swallow a hearty gulp, wash it down the food. The coffee's bitter, chocolatey tang accentuates the crepe's sweet cinnamon profile, coupled with the cool taste of the mint, the airy whipped cream, and the apples-like crunchiness. The two dishes complement each other perfectly in a harmonious symphony of taste and textures. Is this what art tastes like? Oh my goodness, Gaffy. This is amazing. You're an outstanding cook. Don't talk with a mouthful, Chad. And take another sip of coffee and swallow everything you're chewing on. Sorry. So what do you think? It's absolutely marvelous. Everything fits together perfectly. I'm glad you like it. I know there isn't as much variety as the other day, but I'll make sure to make more tweets tonight. Don't worry about that. This alone is more than enough. Thank you so much, Kathy. You've given me so much already. Free food, free house, and your kindness. I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay you. The other food in the room isn't entirely free, but a good man such as yourself deserves love and respect. As for you paying me back, I really need some help expanding my garden. I know we don't like asking for help, but I really can't do it on my own. Consider it done. I'm more than willing to do it. Well, whoa, hold your horses. I'll explain the details later, but we're going to need extra help. Even the two of us won't be enough to get it done. Extra help? Kathy nods at you while scratching the back of her head, intimidated by the task. How big is this garden going to be? Also, Chad, the mother cat motions you to come close, just like yesterday, whispering into your ear. Remember that today is Stoney's birthday. Don't tell him anything yet. I'm preparing a surprise birthday party for later. I always send invites for his classmates and friends. Alright, gotcha. Not a word. Am I invited too? Kathy stares into your eyes with a confused look before barking your snoot with a spoon. Ow! Of course you are, silly. She shakes her head jokingly as she relaxes away from your ear. So what do you have planned for the day? After I dropped Tony off at school, Jenny said today was going to be dedicated to painting up the cafe. She seems adamant that we get it all done today. The whole place today? And all by yourself? I guess so. I hope Jenny helps out. Will you be able to at least rest some here and there? I'm sure I will. I got to have a lunch break yesterday. She brought me some free food, which is pretty nice of her to do. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry I didn't pack you a lunch, but I can whip up something. No. Don't worry about that. You already made me an amazing breakfast and I don't want to burden you even more. Making sure your welfare is far from a burden to me. You can't help but feel a little embarrassed as she flashes a warm smile. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. I'll let you know if I need food later on. Alrighty, and you're very welcome. That being said, cover your ears, please. Huh? Thony! Kathy swings in the direction of Thony's room. You're glad you listened because she didn't even give you a second to react. But whoa, is it getting to be that time already? You can hear footsteps coming from the corridor. Hey Mom, I'm ready to go. Did you brush my teeth? Of course I did. Good. Is something the matter? Something wrong, Mom? No, sweetie. It's just that I usually have to tell you 2 or 3 times for you to listen. Mom! What? Thorny gets close to Thorny. The Kathy. It whispers into her ear. Not fun, Mr. Chad. Thorny doesn't really know how to whisper, does he? It's pretty easy to make out what he's saying. Does Thorny not normally act this well behaved? She seems pretty confused by him doing what he's supposed to do. Thorny steps back from Kathy for a smile. And done. Are you ready to go, Mr. Chad? Sure, thank you so much, Kathy, for the breakfast. It was delicious. Of course it's delicious. I made it. Kathy winks at you with a chuckle, reminding you of last night's stew conversation. Absolutely. Go ahead and leave your plate on the table. I'll clean it up. Thanks. Let me go drop off Thorny before it gets too late. Yay. Thank you, Chad. I'll go pick him up later so you don't have to worry or rush from work today. If you need me to grab him, the school is near the cafe. Alrighty, I'll let you know. The cat slides the chair back before heading into the kitchen. She retrieves a paper bag with hearts and spelling cast drawn onto it from the kitchen counter. Here's your lunch, Anthony. The small kitten happily accepts the bag and stores it into his backpack. Thanks, Mom. Alright, Mr. Chad, let's go. Tony starts walking to the door. Excuse me, aren't you forgetting something, young man? The kitten turns back around, seemingly embarrassed. Kathy touches her cheek with her finger. Tony then walks to her and they're so cute. Alright, love you, sweetie. Have a good day, okay? Love you too, Mom. See ya. With Tony waiting patiently at the front door, you finally get up from your seat. Alright, we should be on our way. Hold up, come here. Kathy opens her arms, welcoming you for a hug. Sorry, Mr. Chad, no turning back now. You hesitate for a second or two, but you know it would be terribly cold to refuse her hug. I'm not going to lie, you feel kind of awkward. It's only been a few days, so you weren't spreading one. In the past, you used to hug people all the time. Until you walk towards each other, but sees the one who initiates the hugging ritual. She confidently wraps both her arms around you. You're a bit taller than she is, so her face is pressed into your chest. You wrap your arms around her neck. It's really nice. When was the last time someone gave you a hug? I'm so grateful to have you here with us, Chad. I'm the one that should be grateful. You guys saved me. Thank you. Kathy squeezes tighter for a second before letting go entirely. You do the same. Alright, honey, have a good day. Thanks, you too, Kathy. See you later. Bye, Mom. Bye, be safe, you two. The two of you wave one last time before exiting the house. Close the door behind you. Alright, Mr. Chad, so you moved us yesterday. Okay, cool. Let's get going. Tony leads the way to the school. You both walk through the suburbs down the hill and past the waterfront until you finally see a familiar stone archway. We're right near the park, and just in time to get some souvenirs. Tony points to the small pop-up shop next to the bus stop. It sits right outside the park southern entrance. The small kitten trots to the man next to it. He seems pretty happy as he approaches. You figure he knows what he's doing. Good morning, mister. Greetings, my lord. How may my wares assist you on your mighty quest? What? An ornately dressed man wearing a leather vest, feather hat, and poofy pants greets your liege. May I have a draught of healing and an extra of magicka? Oh, I get it now. They're nerds. Well, of course, anything for a mighty warrior. Mage. The man stopped dead in his tracks, stammering for a second as Tony stares him down. Did he just assume his class? Ah, my apologies, wise one, as I bring of thy pulses forth. Sir Chad, dost thou desire sustenance? Perhaps a dragon's fang, or perhaps a fairy's wing? Fetch me a dragon's fang, good sir. What on earth is a dragon's fang? The kitten lightly elbows your arm, his eyes sparkling with joy. I knew you'd be cool enough to play along. I see why I'm mistaken. You surely must be the noble warrior. Here's a fine dragon's fang, and my finest brews for the brilliant mage. Except a stick of crystal candy and thorny, which eats 2 plastic bottles of juice. As I must know, my wonderful wares are free to wanderers such as yourselves. Feast well and fight for the heart of my marble. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you, mister. Thank thee, man of many wares. Until the summer comes in, you'll find me here. May our paths cross once more. Before the two of you leave the man in his wooden trolley, you notice a small tip jar. You decide to throw in a few dollars. He bows gracefully before waving his hat at you. Until you enter the park smiling, pleasantly content by the experience. Thank you for that, Mr. Chad. It's nice to have someone who can play along with me. Mama always looks confused by that guy. Sometimes I'm nervous to grab something. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I used to play a ton of role-playing games back in the day. Have you ever tried tabletop RPGs such as Ma or Cthulhu or Waypoints and Wyverns? I never heard of those. How do they work? Oh my god, Tony. We have to play someday. It's basically what you just did with that man wanting to stop, but way more immersive. You can make your own characters, however, you want, so long as they're not too overpowered. So it can be amazing. Of course, you can also make your own classes and earn experience and level up. Want me to teach you one of these days? Hell yeah, sounds like fun. I can't wait, Mr. Chad. Well, how about you start thinking of a character now? A familiar set of colors catches your eye. A tall figure stands motionless, leaning his hands on the bridge's railing. Mr. Chad, isn't that the guy? Is that the weird guy from yesterday? Sure enough, it's the same robes and everything. Stick close to me and don't look in his direction. If something happens, you want to the school. What about you? I'll be alright. Until you continue to walk briskly. People seem to walk past him with little concern. Some of them are even ignoring him completely. But you both have the right idea. Until you step onto the wooden bridge, make your way across, the man remains unchanged. Your heart begins to race faster with every step, the figure seemingly growing taller. You hold onto Thorny's hand and keep him to the right side of your body, away from the roadman. It's finally time to pass by him. The man's completely still, looking at you from the corner of his vision. He continues to give you his back as he faces the lake. He suddenly reaches and grabs your hand, slipping his fingers in between yours for a second. What the fuck? You grit your teeth and swiftly whip your hand away. You move Thorny in front of you and speed walk across the bridge with the kitten. Turn back to see the guy looking at you, his eyes seemingly scanning your body. What in the actual fuck? Before he fades away from view, he seems to focus on his palm and fingers. Despite Thorny's quick speed, he didn't seem to notice what happened. You quickly look over your own palm, afraid he may smear something onto it, but it's completely clean. It's one thing to say you know me. It's something else entirely that touches me like that. It only leads you up the hill, both of you maintaining your jog. Finally, you both get into the park's lookout, and the park's exit comes into view. You both pass it as you sigh relief. You escape, Mr. Chad, Mr. Accomplice. Who on earth is that guy? Have you ever seen him before in the park? I don't think I have, Mr. Chad. I feel like Mom and I would remember seeing someone that tall out here. Well, that doesn't bode well. Yeah, let's keep going. We're pretty close. It doesn't take much more walking to arrive at the Boston school entrance. You cross the street and are met by a familiar lion looking over the students. Good morning, Mr. Lorenzo. Why, good morning, Mr. Reyes and Mr. Chavez. It's Chad, sir. Chad, my apologies. I take it you are going to pick up Thorny again today. Maybe Kathy said she might pick him up today if I can't. Good to know, Mr. Chad. Alright, have a good day, Mr. Chad. Have a safe journey, great wizard. Mage. Let out a giggle. Yeah, see you later, Mage Thorny. Bye. Thorny waves to you before running into the school. The elderly lion sees you off as you start heading towards the cafe. You look around as you stroll down the sidewalk, making sure not to be ambushed by rabbits wielding boxes. You finally arrive at the cafe, which seems to be desolate. You turn the handle, but it won't budge. You peer into the empty building and see no one inside. You look around the busy street, seeing if maybe Jenny has stepped into one of the stops before work. Well, there's no harm in looking around. You begin to pace down the sidewalk, observing all the nearby shops and stores. The barber shop you saw yesterday is absolutely packed. The day just started, and there's already people waiting outside. A lot of the other businesses are beginning to stir to life, with employees unlocking the front doors and setting up outside chairs. Small groups of people and couples walk down the boulevard, happily dipping in and out of storefronts. Jenny sure nailed it with the location. I'd be surprised if we don't get any customers. In between Jenny's cafe and neighboring businesses, there is a deep back alley. You peek into it and find trash bins here and there, with broken furniture sitting next to them. Before you can look around the street some more, you hear a voice call to you from the other end of the sidewalk. Yo, Chad, help me. You turn around to find Jenny carrying a pile of boxes and paint buckets, slowly getting closer to the cafe's entrance. You swiftly walk up towards the struggling rabbit. Morning, Jenny. Let me get those for you. Sorry, I kept you waiting. It's almost like there was something slowing me down. I didn't know you were getting all this. Why didn't you call me when you needed help? I did, like 10 times. Huh? Before you can retrieve the boxes for Jenny, you grab your phone from your back pocket, unlocking it to see a slew of missed calls. Oh God, Jenny, I'm so sorry. I'm really not used to having one of these smartphone doodads. Now that I made the ringtone louder, I didn't even hear it when you were calling. You unlock the phone and try to raise the volume of the two side buttons, but that doesn't seem to work. Huh? It says it only changes the volume for music. Well, about my ringtone. Check the settings. Well, that makes sense. Is that the little gear thing, or would it be in a phone app? It's a freaking cock thing. Hurry up. You slowly navigate through the home screen trying to find the freaking car thing. You find it, tap on it, and are soon met by a laundry list of menus. Notifications? No, that doesn't seem to be it. Oh, it's probably in the sound section. You tap the icon and are greeted by a sliding bar with the alerts subheading. You visit around with a digital knob and finally get it set to the loudest setting. Chad, help me! Oh, sorry, I want to Make sure I won't miss another call from you. You throw your phone back into your pocket, grab the boxes from Jenny, who takes a deep breath as he finally relieves of the burden. Somehow these are even heavier than the ones from yesterday. How were you able to carry these? Come on, they're not that heavy. Why were you asking for them then? Anyways, what are we waiting for? Let's get going. Make her way towards the entrance. Jenny stands in front of the doorway, fiddling with her keys. The rabbit seems to take her sweet time as she looks through the 3 keys she has in her chain. You stare at her confused as to what's taking so long, remaining silent as you hold the massive packages as best you can. The rabbit looks towards you, expecting some kind of annoyed remark from you while she fumbles with her keys. Well, you're no fun. The boy unlocks the tattered wooden door and lets you in as he holds the door open for you. Leave him there with the rest, please. You enter the room and head towards the ever-growing pile of packages. She closes the door behind you as you bend down and drop the boxes. Ow. Your back aches due to your reckless disregard for good posture. Said you have to bend with your knees. Don't do that again or you might else get hurt. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, you better. The last thing I need is my store employee getting hurt. The rabbit gives you a light pat on the shoulder as you arc backwards, stretching your weary spine. You good? Don't forget we're painting today. We got to get the whole place looking sharp. Are we seriously going to paint the whole place today? Yep, the whole place. The whole place. The whole place. By ourselves? What? No. If we're going to get this done today, we're going to need a lot of help. Your eyes light up in hope. Hard professionals? Hell no. Ask for one of my friends to lend a hand. You should be arriving soon enough, but let's not waste time. Will you kindly grab the paint and the rollers? Alright, where are they? It's in the box you were carrying. I went to pick them up fresh from the store. You make your way to the boxes from earlier and open the lid. You find a set of 3 paint rollers and paint pans along with some smaller brushes for more precise work. You grab a pair of rollers and pans and walk towards Jenny, who is rummaging through a plastic bag. Normally we need to cover the floor with tarps and tape of the windows, but we're not going to. Why is that? Well, because we're going to replace everything, so who cares if we get paint on it? The floor, the chairs, the side windows, the whole place is going to be redesigned. Makes sense. Do we have a design in mind then? No. In due time, Chad, don't you worry. Oh, I do worry. Shall we? So let's get to it. Go ahead and open a paint bucket while I get these suits ready. Please pour some in a container for the both of us. You grab a screwdriver and crack open the aluminum can. The latex smell makes your nose twitch uncontrollably. You pour paint into one of the rolling pans and bring it over to the rabbit who is folding up 2 pieces of cloth. First we got to put down some layers of this white paint and apply the walls for when we paint over it. That's what the guy at the store told me at least. I'll start back there and you paint the entrance walls. Oh, put this on by the way. Jenny throws a wrapped piece of white cloth at you. You unfold it and find a very long full-body suit. What on earth is this? They're industrial-grade disposable coveralls designed for commercial painting, waste management, and protection from biohazards and bodily fluids. This box is very descriptive. Basically, it's to make sure you don't get paint on your clothes. Charming. Well, let me paint this thing on. You fiddle around trying to get your foot into the first hole, but after a minute it fits you like a glove. You pull up the zipper and you're ready to work. You turn around to face Jenny as he immediately bursts out laughing. But what is it? You look like a microwave marshmallow on her face. Jenny quickly puts on her coveralls as well. Does this make me look fair? The rabbit strikes a seductive pose while blowing your kids. You can't help but laugh as well. What's so funny? It's your second day on the job and you're already looking to get fired, huh? You look gorgeous. I know. The fine game's out of the way. It's time to go hard on the paint. Jenny grabs her ruler and paint pan and walks to the back of the cafe. You grab the second pan and pour some paint for yourself. The bucket grows empty as the tray fills up. You grab your gear and make your way to the front. You set up a step ladder to reach the top of the wall. With the rolling pan by your feet, you begin painting the worn-out wood. It takes a few seconds for Jenny to turn on the music on her phone, but soon the sound of her wireless speakers fill the room. She's too far away to talk to, so the music isn't welcome, and this is the what could have been a quiet affair. You make your way up and down the wall, making sure not to get paint on the front windows. The side windows are fair game, but the entrance ones are too nice to mess up. Soon enough, you're done with your first part of the wall. You move on to the next section, starting from the top and making your way to the floor. This next part is one of the longer sides of the room. Your legs grow tired as you climb the ladder every few minutes. A couple of hours pass by as the paint grows thinner and thinner in your rolling pan, but by miracle or skill, you manage to finish up the long wall. Hell yeah, another half done. You turn around and walk to Jenny's work area. She seems to be done painting the entire back of the cafe. Hey Jenny, I'm finished with the front side. Sadly, we're running low on paint. It's looking good, Chad. We're almost halfway done. And don't you worry, my backup plan should be coming right. You hear someone knocking from the front door. Hey, open the door, please? Sure, 1 second. You make your way to the entrance, pleasantly content with the progress the two you have made. With the extra help, this seemingly impossible task seems a lot more viable. You grab the doorknob and pull it open, and decide to welcome the third member of the crew. Good morning. The smile dies in an instant. An uncomfortably familiar face stands before you, holding 2 large buckets of paint. Don't tell me. Hey, old Fred, come on in. Hold the door and motions for him to enter the cafe. The tall man sheepishly obeys. Thank you. As the man walks past you, a disarmingly sweet perfume brushes against your nose, a welcome aroma just opposed to the paint's hard stench. You know this scent. It's from when you guys first met years ago. Jenny, I got the paint you asked for. Hey, thank you. Why, thank you. And just in time. We just finished painting both sides and ran out of paint for the rest. Jenny fumbles to remove her coverall, nearly tripping before regaining her balance. With the suit finally off, she skips towards the tall man. Come here, boy. The rabbit gives Fred a firm hug, followed by a kiss on the cheek. You know each other? Huh? Oh yeah, we've been close for almost 9 years. What are the odds? Fred was the first person to talk to me in school when I first moved here. He's been a great friend ever since. Oh, friends are good. Yep, he offered to help me set up the cafe, so he'll be with us from now on. So I'll have to deal with him every day. Cease. Jenny walks to the bar and places her coveralls on top of it. She presses a button on the speaker and soon the most Jenny walks to the bar and places her coveralls on top of it. She presses a button on the speaker and soon the once lively room becomes silent. That being said, it's almost lunchtime, so I'll grab her some food. Don't start painting until I'm out. I'm trusting you with the place, Chad. But wait, where have I? I'll be back in bed. See you guys later. And just like that, Jenny walked out of the cafe, leaving you and Fred alone. You stand there silently, Fred doing his best to avoid eye contact with you. So, not a word. Fred doesn't even seem surprised as he looks down, saying, "Go put on that coverall and paint that wall over there. Please." Fred silently obeys. The German Shepherd makes his way to the plastic bags on the counter, seemingly conscious of every step he takes around you. He reaches in and grabs a white suit, sliding his arms and legs in with an almost unnerving silence. Once he has his attire, he kneels down and cracks open a paint bucket, pouring some into your empty rolling pan. "Is that good?" Fred stays there kneeling, awaiting a response. "Yes, thank you." The man pours paint into Jenny's pan as well. You feel yourself losing focus of what's happening around you. Your eyes seem to focus on Fred and all his features as the man remains on his knees. The white cloth seems to scope the man's wide shoulders and strong back. Your eyes travel down to his flowing brown and gold tail, arching above the withered floor. Your eyes travel lower uncontrollably, finally landing on his round, muscular ass. Christ. Fred turns to you, his gaze meeting yours. You snap back into reality, turning away in an instant as if you were passively looking around the room. You quickly grab your supplies and step ladder and head to the longest wall in the cafe. Fred walks behind the counter and starts painting the wall directly across from you. The both of you start working diligently. So, you don't even look at him. I know you told me not to say anything about Illaboo sort. I'm really sorry I got riled up and grabbed you the other day. So much for me to handle in such a short amount of time, and I allowed my feelings to take over. I'm sorry, Chad. You keep painting silently. The lack of music makes this words crystal clear to you. Something wants you to accept his sincerity, but you just can't, probably because you're so hard-headed. And I'm so glad you're here again. The man's voice cracks like glass being stepped on. You can't help but look towards him. For so long, all I wanted was to see you one last time, and now you're here. Fred's breathing grows shaky. He wipes his eye with the back of his hand, unaware of your gaze. A disheartening silence consumes the room. The only things you can hear are his breathing and the ladder underneath you. The minutes crawl as you both continue to paint. The deafening quiet is broken, but the front door swinging open. "Hey guys, Les is here. I bought some burritos." The bunny skips to the bar corner, places a badge on it before opening up the brown package. "Come take a break and grab some food." "Sure." "Alrighty. I need to wash my hands though. I'll be right back." While Jenny is gone, you put your paint roller down onto the rolling pan near you while Fred goes to the counter to leave his. Then you both proceed to remove your coveralls. You sit at the bar, using a chair closer to you. "Okay, I'm ready." Fred heads to the front side of the counter and sits next to you. Jenny sits behind the bar as if she was about to serve you both drinks. "You come here often?" "Not often enough. So what do you got for us?" "For you, Chad, I got you some beans with cheese and hot spicy sauce." Jenny hands you the heavy package wrapped in aluminum foil. It's still pretty hot despite the journey. As for Fred, soy meat with garlic sauce. Fred receives a wrapped burrito with a confused look on his face. Wait, Chad doesn't really like beans. He can have mine instead. Huh? How do you even remember such a small detail? Until the Fred offered you his unopened burrito, his visitors friendly despite the awkwardness of earlier. You turned back to see Jenny take a massive bite out of hers, happily chewing on it. A part of you was hoping you could trade with her instead. Oh, thank you. Until you trade burritos, his finger catches yours into exchange. It only lasts for a second, but your heart races a little. You turn away and unfurl the burrito from its starting cage. The sweet, savory scent of garlic and soy meat makes you drool. You sink your teeth into the soft tortilla while Fred begins to eat with the rest of you. So, do you like it? Your ear twitches at the man's request. Sure. I don't want to be rude to him in front of Jenny, but how can he act like nothing's wrong? It pisses me off. You take another big bite for the burrito, try to enjoy it, while sitting next to Fred. So how was yesterday evening, Chad? It was alright. I went to pick up Tony and then we went back to Kathy's and helped make a really nice dinner, and then I stayed at her place. Who's Kathy? What do you mean by I stayed at her place? Oh, she's We'll be weirder that I'm staying at her house after only knowing her for a few days, or that I'm homeless because my boss caught me naked in the middle of the woods. Fred turns to you, seemingly aware that you're nervous as all hell. She's a cat woman who sells damn good coffee at the park. Fred, you're confused, but Fred butted in, taking the attention away from you in the process. Oh, really? She sells coffee? How are they? They're absolutely delicious, easily the best I've ever had. I always try and grab a cup when she's selling them, since she doesn't have a set schedule. Yeah, they're amazing. I've never been much of a coffee fan, but now I'm in love. Enjoying Fred and praising Kathy's signature cafe, thankful to have Jenny's focus elsewhere. The best you've ever had. That's a pretty high bar to pass considering you're kind of a coffee snob, Fred. Maybe I should get in contact with her. I could use someone who actually knows what they're doing. This could be the start of an interesting relationship. Jenny rubs her hands menacingly as if she's concocting a diva's ploy. Hold up. I've never even seen you make a cup of coffee. I always see you buying them from $4. Fred's face grows dismayed as Jenny sits there silently, a nervous smile on her face. You don't make your own coffee? You don't open a coffee shop? What? No. What do you take me for? I'll have you know I've seen a couple of videos online. I know how to use the little cups. Fred holds his face in his hands, shaking his head slowly. That last comment really seemed to annihilate his confidence. Oh my God, Jenny. The cups. You mean like those little cups you use for espresso? No, I mean the Puig. You just plug in a little plastic cup and between does the rest. Your heart sinks. But don't worry, I have it all under control. I don't even know what to say, but for what it's worth, Kathy restored me the ropes last night. She believes I can make a really good cup of coffee, so that feels nice. Nice. Chad, you're gonna make me filthy rich. Sure, I need money too, so that would be great. I'm paying you hourly. Also, what did you mean by her place? Is it like a living room, couch situation, or fuck me in half? Jenny, can't you see that he doesn't want to talk about it? But I want to know because I might have another proposition for you. However, let's save that for later. Thanks. Anyways, I can definitely introduce you to Kathy. She's really sweet. I know she'd be willing to give you some tips and pointers. That would be great. Thank you so much, Chad. With that out of the way, Cindy places an elbow on the table and rests her chin in her palm and a sad-eating grin on her face. So when you stay at her place, Jenny, I swear to, I'm just kidding. Fred looks at her with a disgruntled frown as Jenny giggles childishly. Well, do you think we'll be able to finish setting this place up before next Monday? It looks like there's still a ton more to do. We may need another week at this rate. Well, I'm not sure we'll make it by then, but that also depends on how hard we work on this. I got the equipment here ready. Those boxes have the typical coffee shop necessities along with cups, plates, and silverware. I'm also getting a head start in terms of preparing for the redesign itself. I've already got most of the materials we need, but I'm not sure how the place will look exactly. Well, I trust you, and I'm sure it'll come out great in the end. You can count on me no matter what. Fred smiles confidently as Jenny grabs his hands. She's on the verge of tears. Frederick, thank you. And you too, Chad. The rabbit sadly grabs one of your hands. Her touch is soft but firm. I'm sorry if I pressured you into working for me. I know I hired you out of nowhere and kind of roped you into this hot mess express, but I needed someone like you who's strong, hard-working, and sexy. Yeah, nothing to apologize for, Jenny. I was in an hour of need myself. It was just perfect timing in the end. You've done such a good job thus far, so I can't thank you enough. The two of you smile at one another. It feels nice to be appreciated. Sorry to butt in, but what do you mean by hour of need? Yeah, you told me you were about to start looking for a job when we first met. What were you doing before that? Well, it's now the right time to tell them. I'm sure if don't include the nudity part, it should be okay. Chad, you don't have to say anything you don't want to. No, I'm fine. Are you sure? Well, you seemed kind of uneasy earlier. I'm fine with talking, but Chad, I'm only trying to. I said I'm fine. Your voice raises more than you'd like it to, and you're flickering for no more than a second. Jenny and Fred seem a little startled by your tone. Whoa. Damn it. When did I get so temperamental? Where the hell are these outbursts coming from? Fred looks away, rubbing the back of his neck. Sorry. The rabbit seems to look at you intently before facing Fred, seemingly holding her tongue out, her whole tongue about the outburst. So, anyways, what happened before we met? I lost my job the day before we met. Wow, really? What happened? There were these assholes who stole my stuff, and then a tree fell onto my boss's office. They decided to blame it on me. Did you actually do it? No, of course not. But since the boss saw me make the tree fall, he blamed me for it. It wasn't on purpose. I didn't even cut the tree down, but I wasn't able to explain myself. So he just threw a whole ass tree on top of your boss's office? Cool. Not by definition cool. I didn't do it on purpose. If anything, I was set up. I didn't know the tree had been cut so deeply. I saw right as it was falling. It was only a matter of time. We were not even allowed to chop lumber so close to company structures. All I did was climb onto a branch and there it went. Don't you dare try to throw a whole tree on this coffee shop or else I'll kick your ass. Jenny had a cheeky smirk while she said it. But I didn't do it. Jenny grips your hand with force. Promise me you won't destroy my cafe. I promise. Good. I know Chad would do something like that. At least not the Chad I remember. Jenny, we do have a restroom, right? Oh, right. I haven't shown you the whole building yet, but we can save that for later. The bathrooms are at the back of that hallway. To your right, you'll see the door. Can I use it? Of course you can. You don't even have to ask. Unless you want me to help stake it off for you. Fred shakes his head with a small chuckle. No thanks, I'm good. You get up from the seat. Excuse me. Make your way to the short hallway. You're greeted by 3 doors at the end. The left door has a pink silhouette of a dressed figure at the door. The door to your right has a blue figure. The door between them is closed. Hopefully one day you'll figure out what's beyond it. The pain in your bladder quickly reminds you to keep moving. You make your way to the door to your right. You enter the one-down restroom, closing a creaky door. Behind you, this place makes you miss the bathroom at your old place. Instead of 3 sinks lie a dirty mirror, each one having their own form of filth or disrepair. Boxes are stacked in 2 corners of the room. The urinals are unkept as well, filled with dirt and weeds growing in them. You make your way to the first of 3 stalls, pushing one of their doors open to find a dusty but otherwise clean toilet. Oh, thank God. You unzip your pants and aim for the toilet. Damn, Fred has really been trying to get in my good graces today. He's just as friendly as I remember. But how can he be so chill, acting like nothing ever happened? I wonder if he even remembers. Should I just let things go? It's hard to deny I've been acting like a bitch to him, but it's not like he didn't do anything to deserve my pissy attitude. For what it's worth, I'll be nice in front of Jenny. She really seems to care about him, and I don't want to spoil her dreams just because of bad blood. You let out a sigh as you finish shaking off the excess and horsewing your weapon. You push open the unlocked stall door. Your feet feel uncomfortable on the grimy bathroom tiles while walking through the sinks. You turn the oxidized spigot on, only to find there's no water coming out. You decide to try all 3 sinks at a time, hoping video game logic will apply here and the third one will work. You try the sink farthest from you, twisting its knob and waiting silently. A single drop falls before a soul-crushing sound echoes deep within the basin. Well, shit. The faucet begins to shake violently as the roaring intensifies from the wall. You reach forward and turn off the sink, hoping you didn't summon a mad god by accident. What the hell was that? I have no clue, man. You catch your breath and recompose yourself despite finding out what hell sounds like. You venture forth and try the last sink in the middle. Hygiene is important. Hey Chad, are you okay in there? We heard some strange sounds and we got worried. Yeah, I'm alright. You can come in. Fred enters the bathroom, poised to face the nightmare in the pipes, armed only with his courage and curiosity. So, it's 2 of the sinks aren't working, and one of them started acting funny. Funny how? I thought I was going to open a portal to oblivion or explode. Fred looks at you silently before bursting out laughing. Well, lucky for you, I know all about closing oblivion gates. Let me take a look at them. Fred makes his way to the scene of the crime. The golden-haired dog turns the first and second faucet on and gets no response. He scratches his chin before continuing. Finally, arriving at the devil basin, he turns the knob on and is met with an unnerving silence. A piercing chill shoots up your spine as you instinctively step back. Fred turns the faucet off, slowly turning around to face you. I see what you mean. Well, good news is I know I can fix them. but I'm going to need some space if that's okay with you. But what about my hands? Don't worry about it. It'll only take a minute, buddy. Before you go, might I close the door all the way? Fred points to the bathroom door that is still partially open. You guess it is probably not one of those self-closing systems. You nod as you make your way to the exit. The dog seems happy despite being left to do the plumbing all by himself. Alright, I'll tell you when it's safe. You nod in agreement and make your way out of the door, slowly closing it behind you. Everything okay back there? The rabbit's voice echoes from the main room. You decide to walk down the hallway, greet Jenny, who's still sitting pretty. Yeah, the singer or just acting up. That doesn't surprise me. It's something we need to fix ASAP. You need to fix those ASAP. Think you're up to the challenge? I hear a deep roar erupting from the bathroom along the door swinging open. You can hear feet trotting down the wooden hallway. The two of you look to see Fred running like a bat out of hell. He bolts to the far entrance of the cafe to grab a bucket and a mop. The roaring continues as the man runs back into the hallway ready to meet his fate. The bathroom door slams shut as the onslaught pushes on. The two of you sit silently, the many stuff inside the box is shaking violently. Yeah, I'm sure he has everything under control. The rumbling continues for a solid minute before fading into nothing. Silence consumes the room before the relieved sigh is heard from the bathroom door. All done. Fred's face is covered in sweat, but other than that, he's remarkably dry. The golden shepherd boasts for the two of you to follow him. You're the second to enter after Fred, greeted by the sound of water hitting the basins. You turn to see all three sinks working perfectly. Wait, you fixed them that fast? The bunny peers her head over her shoulder, using you as a meat shield to enter the bathroom. So, how are you looking in here? Jenny quickly notices that all three sinks are operating normally. Good work, Chad. You deserve a raise. But Fred fixed the sinks. How did you get them to work again? Well, two of the sinks had their water turned off, which is why nothing happened, but the one that was giving us trouble had a bunch of stuff clogging it. So I had to work the gunk out in order for the water to flow through. Fred points to the bucket for dirty water debris. Good work, Fred. You deserve a raise. Chad, since you tried to claim his work as yours, you don't get a raise. I didn't even... Whatever, let me wash my hands. Chad, you didn't even wash your hands after peeing. Ew. Jenny walks out of the restroom. But they weren't working. Fred shakes his head while laughing. Fred then walks past you and stops next to you, placing his hand on your shoulder. Don't worry, Jenny has a strange sense of humor. Go ahead and wash up. You need to finish painting. The man pats you comfortingly as he heads out of the restroom. You shrug it off and make your way to the apparently functioning sinks. You hesitantly turn two of the faucets off before rubbing your hands under the cold water of the middle sink. You continue to scrub your hands as the water from the two other sinks begin to drain. The murky liquid hides the strange color in the demon sink. You pause to look into the basin as the water washes away. What appears to be green leaves and plant roots are caught in the bottom of the drain. They look rather fresh, but how could they have gotten this far up the pipes? I hope this won't be a recurring issue. I doubt people will feel comfortable coming to a cafe where the sink might eat them. You fish out the plant debris and toss them into the trash man. You look deeper into the bucket, and sure enough, there are even thicker roots amongst the black water. You finish washing your hands and instinctively go to grab the paper towels, but sure enough, there's none. This place really needs some love. You wipe your wet hands on the back of your jeans and leave the bathroom. You make your way back to the main room. Jenny and Fred are already back in their coveralls and ready to go. You want some hand chat? I don't want your muss in my coffee. I always wash my hands, thank you very much. He pouts the bunny Snickers playfully. You can't help but feel a bit embarrassed. It's not my fault your sink was about to bring the end of time. How long has this place been abandoned anyways? It's not abandoned, just unused for a prolonged period of time with complete disregard for its well-being. So, abandoned. Unused. Abandoned. Unused. Abandoned. Do you want me to pull up the definition? Fred holds up his phone menacingly as Jenny scoffs. You put on your coveralls. We all know the internet is completely wrong, so don't bother. And the restaurant has been unused for 7 years. Abandoned for 7 years. You stop that. Jenny punches Fred's thick shoulder. The dog laughs as a rabbit pounds. You zip up your coveralls as he chuckles, smiling at the two of them. Jenny and Fred could be easily mistaken for siblings. We all disregard them being different species and whatnot. You walk to your tools and find your rolling pan filled with paint and your paint roller at the ready. I prepared your stuff while you were in the bathroom. Thanks. You look at the golden-furred man who is smiling back at you. And nod silently as you pick up the tools by your feet. The three of you begin to paint again, Fred and Jenny teaming up around the counter, and you're alone with the opposing wall. Despite Jenny's return, it's unusually quiet. So Jenny, what's up? In the silent room, Jenny's upbeat voice is as clear as day. What's the story about this place anyway? How did you get such an amazing spot in the middle of the commercial district? Well, it's a pretty long story, but I'll give you the short version and explain the rest later. Sounds good. So, basically this building was my family's home for years. Us rabbits have a certain stereotype, and for my family it's very, very true. We are a big effing family, like enormous. The three of you continue to paint. You fully attentive to the story, however. Big families gotta need a bigger house, but all my brothers and sisters, along with our mom and dad, are city slickers to the bone, so my dad managed to get this building in the middle of the city. The thought of living in the countryside was out of the picture for them. He got it before this was known as the market district. Actually, the rest of the stories kind of grew around this place, and trust me, you're not the only one who likes the location. I see, so where did everyone else go? Well, most of us are pretty close in age, but I was the youngest of the group. One by one, everyone left to live their own lives, and ultimately, I was the only one left in the city. The rabbit seems a little deflated at the statement. It seemed that her siblings aren't very close. After everyone was gone, my parents had the place all to themselves. They decided to try and use the space for a restaurant about 8 years ago. This was after I had already known Fred for about a year. By the way, we both graduated around the same year. Things were great for the first couple of months, but soon the restaurant was crawling into the ground. No one was coming, and bills were getting too hard to handle. My dad shut the place down after a year, but he was hoping I would take over the place afterwards. Did you do it? No. I had too many dreams of my own. My parents were really rooting for me to make something of the place, but I really wasn't interested at the time. She didn't travel all around the world. Really? Where did you go? Where did I go? The question you should be asking is where I haven't been. Anyways, with me out of the picture, my brothers being scattered all over the globe, my parents didn't want to live all by themselves in such a big house. So they left. Ever since then, the place has been Jenny slowly turns to Fred, who has a sit-eating grin plastered on his face. Unused. The two of you chuckle. The rabbit smiles before continuing. For 7 years, but now we're here. Well, that definitely explains why it has on the markings of a restaurant. Yeah, it was a pretty cozy place and the food was amazingly good for the price. I just hate that it went under so quickly. There are definitely a lot more people now than when I was a kid. It used to be pretty boring around here. Oh yeah, there weren't near as many stores here as there are now. Yeah, the only place I remember being here is that barbershop down the street. He glanced over and noticed that Fred and Jenny had finished their section on the wall. Well, that's basically it. I could go on for hours talking about history of this place, but let's save that for our dope-ass sleepover. Sleepover? Be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. The rabbit makes her way towards the back hallway. The sound of a closing door is faint in the distance. Hey, let me help you out. Fred walks over to the side of the wall that's not yet painted. Remain deathly silent as the man gets into position, ready to paint alongside you. So the day's been really nice, right? What do you think of the place so far? It's pretty nice, isn't it? What's your deal? Uh-huh. Well, I'm going to help you finish painting so we can get out early. The dog smiles at you, seemingly oblivious about what you meant. I was gonna invite you for some drinks. There's a nice bar nearby. I mean, why are you treating me like this? Like what? I'm just trying to be nice. I know you're not stupid, Frederick. My question is how can you act like nothing happened? You think being nice here and there is going to make me forget what you did to me? It's going to take more than feeling my pain can to make me forgive you. I'm not even sure if I can. The only reason I play nice is because of Jenny. If she wasn't your friend, I wouldn't even talk to you. Fred holds his brush against the wall, looking at the drawing paint in silence. I haven't forgiven you, and no matter how hard I've tried, I still haven't forgotten. Your throat feels dry as your arm grows weak. You feel an overwhelming weight on your chest. You pause for what you know is only a few seconds, but it feels like a few minutes. You're unable to find the strength to keep painting. Fred looks at you slowly and is greeted by a set of defeated eyes. You shake your head and resume painting in silence. The man lets out a worn-out sigh, his morale having run down as your words tear him down. The small flicker of light in his eyes had disappeared. Any hope seemingly faded from his face. He resumes painting. No more than 10 minutes drag by. The dog next to you seems to be painting modestly. Soon there's only a few meters of unpainted wall left as the dog stands next to you. Let me. I got it. You turn to see Fred looking at the floor with his back turned to you. A set of feet scurry from the hallway. Sorry I got this. Before Jenny could finish her sentence, a loud gasp echoed throughout the room, soon followed by an excited squeal. I knew we could do it. We managed to get this whole place painted in a day. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. You're welcome. You feel a constant vibration in your pocket. A familiar ringtone echoes loudly throughout the room. You grab the phone from your pocket and see that Kathy is calling you. Hey, is it okay if I answer this? Of course. You don't even have to ask. You push that set button and thought it had taught you how to use the speaker function. It would be rude to have a private call in the middle of work, though. That's what you think, at least. Hey, Chad, are things going well? Kathy's sweet voice helped shake off the awkwardness from earlier. Yeah, I just finished the work for the day. How are you doing? I'm alright. I just wanted to let you know I'm going to pick up Tony today. Everything for his party is already set up, so when the guests come, the party will begin. He smiled at the thought. A part of you wants to ask if Jenny can tag along. You turn to see Fred soaking in silence, still torn down by the argument. I'll go grab his gift, and I'll be there a little later if that's okay. No problem with me. It's going to be a full house, so I'm going to be running around anyways. Just don't miss the cake, though, sweetie. You see Jenny approaching Fred, seemingly concerned about his lack of enthusiasm. Hey, are you okay, buddy? Yeah, I'm fine. Jenny doesn't seem to accept the answer, standing behind the tall man and put their hand on his shoulder. Fred, what happened? Nothing, I'm just tired. Fred, I know where you're lot. Hey, Fred. Chad, that's Frederick, right? Kathy's stackety voice cuts through Jenny's sentence, stopping her dead in her tracks. Yeah, why? Fred takes Jenny's hand off his shoulders and turns to face you. That's perfect. I need him to come over today. It's about something we were discussing yesterday at the park. Can you bring him to the house? I don't want him getting lost. You look at Fred, who seems to be listening to your call. Hey, Kathy. Fred timidly approaches the phone. Your heart sinks a little at his hopeless visits. Oh, hi, Frederick. Are you still free to come over today? Yeah, I don't have any plans tonight. The man smirks a little as he looks at your phone. Kathy's enthusiasm seems to be lifting his spirits as well. Nice. Chad's gonna grab a gift for Tony and then head over here. Mind keeping him company while he runs his errand? Once he's done, you both can come over. Sure, we'll be there. Damn it. Alrighty. I'll see you boys later. Bye, Kathy. Yeah, bye. Hang up and put back your phone in the pocket. Oh, my two big guys are going home together? Jenny seems to have put a sour mood behind her. Don't do anything dirty, at least not without protection. Tell me all the deets tomorrow. Jenny giggles under her sleeve. Yeah, don't get your hopes too high. This is when I thought my luck was turning. I got stuck with Fred for the rest of the day. I say Kathy is cool, but she has no idea. Also, why didn't I get an invite? Crap, I forgot to ask. You're too classy for a kid's party. Jenny swells in agreement as the three of you begin to slip off your coveralls. You manage to take your arms out okay, but your foot seems to get stuck. You do your best to keep balanced, but like usual, you're about to fall flat on your ass. Whoa! Before you can land on your tailbone, Fred quickly turns around and grabs you. His firm hands hold your arm and shoulder. Fred manages to stand you back on your feet. You're stunned. You okay, buddy? Your eyes lock onto his as he holds you there. It takes a few seconds for you to snap back into reality. You turn away slightly embarrassed. Yeah, I'm good. Ooh, lovebirds, lovebirds, lovebirds. Then he jumps up and down in delight. Her teasing doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, shut up. You remove the rest of the coveralls as Jenny coos behind you and Fred. You bend over to grab the paint roller and pan from earlier with the coveralls tucked under your arm. Where did I put these? Right over there with the rest of the tools. Make your way to the other paint rollers and put your tools there. You guys are good to go. Great job today, team. Same time tomorrow, Chad. We gotta figure out what to do next. More than likely, we're going to take care of these floors or something. Sounds good. Do you still want to meet Kathy, by the way? Know her. She could definitely help out with her coffee know-how, but that's ultimately up to you. Hell yeah, I do. Text me later so we can set something up. That being said, you two go have fun before it gets too late. I'll clean up here. Thank you once again. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Sure, no problem. Fred puts on his jacket. Of course, this is what you paid me for. Oh, wait, give me a second. She takes out her wallet from her pocket, opens it, and takes out a few dollar bills. Here you are, Chad. Go buy yourself something nice. Jenny winks as he tucks the money into your shirt pocket with two light pads. Does he just pay you like you're a South Beach stripper? Jenny, why are you like this? What? Thanks, Jenny. You're very welcome, muscle W boy. Jenny lifts her fist towards you. You look for a split second, but quickly realize what she wants. You lightly punch your fist against hers. She playfully shakes her hand off while blowing on it. It's muscle W boy XXL to you, young lady. Fred laughs while rubbing his forehead. Jenny swoons over you like you're her Prince Charming. After you guys are done laughing, the three of you walk towards the cafe's exit. You open the door and hold it for Fred, who nods appreciatively at the small gesture. Before Fred can pass through the door, you notice Jenny lift up her palm and kiss it. Without drop or hesitation, remorse, Jenny swings her hand at full speed and slaps Fred right on his ass. Jesus Christ, Jenny! Oh, give him, champ. The massive dog wails his ass in pain, except by her arm ambush attack. See you tomorrow, bye. Bye. Hold on a sec. Before another word can escape Fred's mouth, Jenny closes the door behind you two. A small metal click emanates from the lock. Yeah, let's get going. Not while you grab your phone, checking the time before making your way to the park. As you make your way down the sidewalk, you do your best not to look behind you. I wish I could just go without him. Today has been awkward as hell. No matter how fast you walk, you still hear the same set of feet behind you. You continue to look forward, walking in silence. You make it to the park's entrance, and sure enough, Fred's behind you. You speed walk down through the park, and sure enough, Fred's still behind you. You make your way past the bus stop and towards the city's edge. No matter how far you go, you hear the same set of feet pound on the floor behind you. As you seem to walk endlessly, your quickened pace finally gets to you. You have to take a break. You can only hear birds squawking and the waves crashing against the shore nearby. You turn around and, sure enough, Fred's still behind you. You look up at the tall man who seems only mildly blinded. What are you doing? Kathy told me to keep you company. I knew you didn't want to talk to me or anything. You made that crystal clear today, so I figured it would be better if I stayed out of your way and kept quiet. I didn't want to make things weird or uncomfortable. You make me uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. Let's go. You finally catch your breath and continue down the road. You slow your pace down. Fred remains silent as he follows behind you. Wow, I'm an asshole. Yes, you are. Have I ever been this cold to someone? I've insulted him, put him down, and basically treated him like crap. All he's done is be nice to me today. I can't even think of anyone I've been shittier to in my life, and yet he suddenly stopped walking. Then turn to him, you look into his eyes, and are greeted by absolute defeat. When you first met Fred today, he was so happy and full of life. Jenny made him laugh. He made you laugh. The three of you even shared a few jokes together. It felt like you finally had friends again, and yet you still tore him down, and yet he still helped you out. But now he's never looked more broken, and it's all your fault. But he's still here. So, Fred, The man remained silent, looking away and saying, I can't keep acting like such a heartless monster. This isn't like me, so I need to change. How's your mom been? Fred seems taken aback by the question, as a surprised smile grows on his face. Uh, um, she's been good, actually. Thanks for asking. I told her that you came back. You did? Yeah, I've never seen her happier in my life. She was so happy she cried for a bit. Oh, she wants to see you again. She says you're always welcome and she'll be waiting for her big cookie. Cookie? I haven't heard that name in a long time. Me neither. It's been so long since we saw you. My mom loves you as much as she loves me. Please visit her once. Please visit her one of these days, Ted. I will. Trust me, Frederick. Fred smiled softly at your answer. You feel like a small weight has been lifted from your chest. Both continue making your way down the road. The farther from the town the two of you go, the less you can see. Soon you're surrounded by the oats on one side and an endless sea of trees on the other. Fred follows next to you for over half an hour. For once, you're relieved to have him by your side. You look into the deep forest, unsure if the objects running in the distance are real. Whenever you feel uneasy, Fred seems to catch on, places his hand on your back, and pushes you forward. You turn down a lone dirt road amidst the trees and are soon greeted by a black gate. The entrance is surrounded by a large stone wall. Lot. Just like last time. Wait, is this a community where you used to live? When did these gates get put up? Yeah, it's changed a lot since last time. Wait here a sec. You walk to the left of the gate, scanning for a way in. What was once an old chain link fence is now a very robust looking gate. Damn, I guess a normal chain link fence was too easy. I won't be able to get to the other side now. What to do? You proceeded to walk deeper into the forest following the big ass concrete wall. Fred just follows. You walk enough for you to know that you're out of anyone's sight. An idea flashes in your mind as you turn around to look at Fred. What are you? Remember my house was at the end of this road? Yeah, what about it? Well, it's not ours anymore. It's private property now. Wait, really? Your family left it behind? Yeah, and some of my belongings are still there. Last time I got in here, I barely managed to get out, so it might be dangerous. I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't need your help. I need to get something tonight. What do you want me to do? You point to the top of the stone wall. A perfectly dark area looms over you both. You see that part of the gate? There's absolutely no light there whatsoever. If I climb up, no one will see me. Alright, and what then? Just stay here and wait for me to come back. Then we go to Kathy's house. But how are you going to get out? If it's dangerous, I should go with you. You see her glare at him. He seems to catch on. Fine. I got this handled. Besides, how am I going to get you up there? Fred nods at you with a smile. Ready? Of course. Fred walks out to the stone fence and then turns to face you. He squats down and stands his arms between his legs. He interlocks his fingers to make a small launch pad in his palms. Alright, ready? You take a deep breath. As you walk out to Fred, you place your right foot into his hands. You hold onto his shoulders as you do a couple practice bounces. Alright, 1. With one last practice bounce, you're ready to rock and roll. 2, 3. You shoot your leg out with as much force as you can, being propelled by Fred throwing you upwards. The push Fred gave you is more than enough for you to last onto the wall. You pull yourself up with all your strength and manage to bring your elbows onto the ledge. You feel yourself growing weak as you try to swing your legs up. Come on, just a little more. You do your best to straddle yourself onto the wall, but just as you're about to give out, you feel a force push you forward. Somehow, someway, you made it. Hell yeah. Are you okay? You hear Fred's voice coming from below, so you lean your body to see his face. Yeah, thanks. Wait for me here. I'll be back soon. I promise. Do I wait in the middle of the open? I mean, just hide or whatever. Alright, be safe. You're still on the top of the wall getting out of Fred's sight. Oh my goodness, I promise. What the fuck? Your face feels hot as you're getting sentimental with Fred. It felt so natural, but you know it's off the cuff. Good thing that Fred is not looking right now. The stone wall is a few times thicker than you imagined. It's wide enough for 3 people to lay down shoulder to shoulder. How the hell did they even make this wall? It's massive. Unlike that godforsaken tree, this is less than 4 meters high. Man, look at that tree. You shuffle to the other side of the ledge and look down onto the ground. A couple of bushes catch your eye, but considering it's not too far down, it would be best just to roll with it. You hang your feet from the edge, looking down onto the dirt floor below. Alright, 1, 2, 3. You slide yourself off from the ledge. Your legs buckle under the weight of the fall, and rather than bouncing upwards, you throw yourself into a forward roll. You glide across your spine and make a full rotation onto your feet. When did you get so good at free running? You breathe for a couple seconds, feeling a little dizzy, but soon you crouch down and take in your surroundings. Alright, time to grab Tony's gift. You follow along the dimly lit side of the road. It's mostly straight with a few shallow turns here and there. To your right, you can see a whole row of houses, many of them with lights on. You weave past a few bushes while skulking for around 5 minutes. Soon, the road gets nasty. Having been abandoned for so long, it's left the path in tatters. You finally make it to your own home, a 2-story house that is falling apart day by day. Weeds and thick roots encircle the house, with many of the windows smashed in. The plates the new owners installed did little to deter looters. You do your best to remain low. There are still many houses not too far away from this one. Even in the dying light, it wouldn't be hard to be spotted. Sadly, you know this through experience. The sunlight seems to drain from the sky as you look at the perimeter from behind the tree. You decide to leave your concealment and pray no one sees you. You sprint onto the house's porch, trying to hide yourself from the moonlight. You press into the front door. It opens with the lightest pressure. It looks like someone kicked the lock in. The moonlight from the outside makes it easy to see in front of you, but now that you're inside your old house, it's pitch black. Your old home has never had much warmth to it, but right now it's literally freezing you to the bone. You rub your arms as you adjust to the frigid interior. You remember the house like the back of your hand, so even in a non-existent light, you manage to transverse through it. You feel up and down the wall while sweeping the floor in front of you. You hope you don't step on glass like last time. You reach a massive gap in the wall and turn the corner, your feet feeling a wooden bump. You've reached the staircase. You crawl up the staircase, feeling every step along the way. Some of them are broken and splintered. You pass over them instead of falling through. Once there are no more steps left, you stand up and reach for the wall next to you. Once there are no more steps left, you stand up and reach for the wall next to you. Your fingers feel with the first door frame on your right. You recognize this was a spare room that was never used. You remember that your room is directly across this this one. You twist the old knob a couple of times, but find it's locked shut. Damn it. It was unlocked last time. Who would go through the trouble to keep this room closed? Well, here goes nothing. You whammed yourself against the door, but it won't budge. You take a few steps back in. Without even thinking twice, you throw a kick at the deteriorated door. The wood splinters from the door frame and it whips off the handle out of the lock. Old shards of wood and metal fly off in a spectacular fashion. Nice. It's somehow even darker in here. You can't even find a wall to hold on to. Shit, I can't see a thing. But what if you take a deep breath and focus on making a punch like yesterday? You open and close your fist a few times. You strike the air in front of you with all the dexterity you can muster. A sudden flash sparks from the polygonal fist in the middle of the darkness, stunning you as if you were thrown a flashback grenade. Whoa. What do you expect? It takes you a couple of seconds to collect your bearings. The hand disappears the second you get distracted. Calm down, Chad. Calm down. You take another breath as you prepare for another attempt. Alright, one more time. You bring your arm back to your side and punch the air once more. The fist comes out in all its polygonal glory, filling the room with a faint light. Whoa. Yeah, I'm used to it now. The hand floats in front of you like before, but this time it doesn't fade even as you move your arm around. As you let out a sigh of relief, you can see your breath in the dim light emanating from the hand. You're surprised to find that this magical hand thing actually has some weight to it. It feels like it's attached to your arm rather than simply floating in front of you. It's misplaced. Sometimes it follows your movements immediately, and sometimes it takes some seconds, slowly getting next to your hand. The fist's blue glow lights up your surroundings. The once pitch black room is now slightly visible. This will do. As you move the polygonal hand around the room, it seems to ghost your movements with a slight delay, slowing down like it's fighting against the air around it. It almost reminds you of trying to move your arms while you're underwater. The more you see of the old one-down bedroom, the more you remember where everything's located, or at least where they used to be. You have one item in mind, so you search around the room for possible places where you may have left it. You look under your bed, the dresser, your old school bag, even your old jacket, but nothing. Where could I have left it? I hadn't used my DS in a while, but it should still be here. There's only one place you haven't checked, but it would make perfect sense for it to be in there. You walk up to your old wardrobe, which is pressed against the wall. The door looks like it was almost ripped apart, with only the two hinges holding it in place. Despite the massive weight of the wardrobe, you manage to push it against the same wall as the door. The loud scraping of the wooden floor makes your ears ring slightly. You're greeted by an unpainted wooden wall. With your free hand, you run your fingers up and down the wooden paneling, trying to find ones that out of place. So your fingernail collides with a board that slightly weighs. Bingo. When you press your right hand on the wall, the glowing apparition attached to it seems to collide with the wood. Guess you can't hide it, phasing through stuff. The light begins to fade the longer it's pressed up the paneling, almost as if it's about to be extinguished. You take the polygonal hand away, and it quickly regains its luster. You try to pry the wooden board out of the wall. With one good pull, the wooden slab falls out of the hole. A thick cloud of dust erupts in the air as the wood hits the floor in front of you. A heavy piece sends a loud thud throughout the abandoned home. You pay it no mind. With a thick board out of the way, you move your illuminated hand around the hole. Within the wall lies a long opening which has done a remarkable job of hiding your prized possessions. Despite the constant room inspections, you were the only one who knew about this hidey hole. A slew of childhood mementos lay dormant in the deep crevice, your piggy bank, some action figures, your favorite books, and more, all with a thick veneer of dust. You scan a long opening and find a familiar shoebox. You have to reach into the narrow space to pick it up, but soon the box is in your hands once again. It feels like forever since the last time I've been here, but it's only been a few months. You open the cardboard box and are happy to see everything intact. A few of your old gaming consoles catch your eye, along with heaps of old. It feels like forever since the last time I've been here, but it's only been a few months. You open the cardboard box and are happy to see everything intact. A few of your old gaming consoles catch your eye, along with heaps of game CDs and plastic cards. The contents of the box are tightly packed together, barely able to stay inside. You rummage through the medium-sized box until your hand feels a familiar rectangle. You unfold the plastic rectangle and see two small screens. You press the power button and pray that it still works. Beep, 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 beep. The screens light up and play a familiar jingle. Your heart flutters with joy when you see the start screen. The battery seems to be halfway filled too. Gotcha. I'm going to get throwing my Nintendo DS and the Phoenix series along with some other classics. You set the small console into your pocket along with the roughly 10 game cartridges to keep the small kitten occupied. This is I really hope he likes the gift. I feel a little sad giving this away, but I know he'll make good use of it. Give the old Sue box a quick look over before closing the lid. A part of you wishes you could take the whole thing with you. There are so many bittersweet memories in such a small container. Maybe one day you'll have a safer place to keep them. But for now, the box must stay here. You grab the old wooden panel and nestle it into place. It fit into the wall perfectly. Now with your old stash safely hidden away, all that's left is to move the wardrobe back into place. The old wardrobe squeaks and whines as you move it back into place, filling the house with commotion. The feeling of accomplishment warms you up in the icy room. Time to get out. Before you can take another breath, a massive force rushes into you from behind, clamping your mouth shut with a firm grip. The light from your massive hand fills into nothing as you try to focus on your attacker. A large body holds you firmly in place. Another hand grabs your arm and twists it behind your back. You try to rip your hand free, but a sharp pain courses through your entire arm as if it's about to snap in half. What? Now just say again. You can't see a thing, and the only sound you can hear is Jad breathing behind you. Should I move? Maybe I'm quick about it. You try to move your arm backwards, but the grip around your wrist tightens once more, almost painfully so. Despite this, they don't seem to do anything but hold you in place. Feel yourself up as a massive bang can be heard from the floor below. The sound of wood working makes you shiver, your body being firmly in place by the unknown figure. You feel hot, uneven breathing behind your ear. The man holding you in place quietly shifts as you hear more things getting thrown around downstairs. As you try to calm down, you take a deep breath and catch a disarmingly sweet scent from the man behind you. Wait, Fred? It's me, Chad. You need to calm down. What the fuck is he doing here? And who the hell is downstairs? We're not safe here. There's someone with a gun downstairs. What? A gun? As another loud crash echoes from downstairs, he holds you tighter without realizing it. You can feel his heart literally pounding out his chest. This is do or die, Chad. The common Fred's voice hides his fear. You hear the small cracks in his tone the more he speaks. I'm going to let go of your arm, but please stay still. How on earth am I supposed to stay still? We need to We need to get the flying fuck out of here. Please trust me on this. Please. You take a deep breath before nodding, a cold shiver running up your spine at the situation you've gotten yourself into. Okay. Okay, so apparently there's some people downstairs with guns. I don't know if they're robbers or if they're security. Well, it is. I think it's security because it is a gated area. They put a electronic gate there, so I think the people with the guns down there are security, and they probably heard the noises in the house, or maybe somebody else reported that there were some people inside the house. So they're probably security people. So, because both Chad and Fred aren't supposed to be in this house. I know it's Fred's old house, his old childhood home. He still got his toys there and all that stuff. But the reason they're in there, I believe, because he and his family don't own it anymore, so he's not supposed to be there. But he's going inside his own home to get the game console so he can give the Thorny for his birthday. So when I first saw about there possibly being somebody in the house and somebody grabbed Chad, at first I thought it might have been that man in the blue hood. That man in the blue hood, that tall person in the blue hood, but turned out that was Fred trying to calm Chad down, let him know that there are people downstairs with guns. So, wonder what's going to happen next time. Hopefully, they manage to escape without getting killed or hurt. And that part where Fred and Thorny walk past that hooded man and the blue hood, and as soon as Chad walked past him, the man touched his hand. He touched Chad's hand, and then the man looked at his hand, apparently to see if there was anything that came off of Fred's hand. On Chad's hand. Apparently, the Lord's man looked at his hand to see if anything from Chad's hand went onto his hand after he touched Chad's hand while he was walking, throwing past him. So apparently this man has some kind of interest in Chad, and Chad got to practice his power more while he was in his old home, and it seems like he's getting used to it. He's slowly starting to know how to use his power. If they do have to deal with those security guards, I don't know if they're going to obey what they tell them to do, or they might try to fight them. But if they do try to fight the security guards, which I don't think they should really do, then maybe Chad will be able to use his new power, his fist to punch one of the security guards. So this game started off as like a slice of life, the end, and now it's going to more like a magical kind of VN, kind of like a slice of life and mixed with some kind of like magical, supernatural stuff. I think that's what it is because, having power like that, that's kind of like supernatural to me. So, anyway, and maybe it's connected to that man in the blue hood. So, I don't know if Fred always had that power or somehow him being in contact with that man caused him to have the power, but I'm just having my own theories. So that's all for now for Zomewhere Else. All the information for the game is in the description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.